Hello guys, and welcome back to another video. If you're new around here, then my name is London Hustle, and in today's video we're going to be going over the top essential items you're going to need if you want to be a delivery rider. Now in this video I'm going to take you through all the equipment I use on a day-to-day basis. So the first thing you're going to need, and this is quite obvious, is a bike. This is my bike here. We'll do a little walk around. It's the Wow X Plus. Now I've done a video on my channel about this bike, so I'm not going to go into too much detail in this video about it. So if you want to know more, then you can watch that video. I think in America they have the option where you can walk with delivery services, but here in the UK that's not a thing, so you're gonna have to go ahead and get yourself a bike. That's number one. The second most important thing you're gonna need here is a delivery bag. Now this is the bag I use. It's the UberEats bag. It came out quite recently. They actually gave these out for free to anyone who was already delivering with Uber. All you had to do was fill in a form and they sent this bag out. I've been using this bag for a few months now and it's given me no trouble. I really enjoy using it. It has a lot of different features. You'll see here there's lots of different clips if you want to attach your bag in different ways, as well as the bottom here we have like these clips here, so if you have a pannier rack you can attach it to your bike so you don't have to wear it on the back. But if we look at the back itself, it's actually really nice. These straps are really thick and padded, so it's very comfortable on the shoulders. It doesn't really hurt them in any way, and there's also some pads here on the back which are quite breathable. There's also a big one along the bottom here. Out of all the bags I've used, this is by far the most comfiest, which is why I use this on a regular basis. It also folds down, as you can see here. I'm not going to do it in this video because it takes quite a while to do, but yeah, you can fold it down and have it more narrow if that's what you're looking for. But I just like to keep it nice and big because that means if I get pizza orders, I can just fit pizzas in nice and easy. You'll see in most of my videos I use the top compartment here just to open it up and slot orders in. But if you do get a really big order, then there's also zips down the sides here. You unlock this, and this whole side here just flops down and you have easy access into the front of the bag. Now with these two items here, you're pretty much good to go. This is the very basic level of what you need: a bike and a bag. But I really wouldn't recommend that. There's many more things you need as a delivery rider, and the first one of those is a helmet. Now I just got this one off of Amazon. I think it was the cheapest at the time. It's an On-Bros helmet. There's so many riders out there that I see without helmets. It's just not worth it, guys. These things are super cheap. This one's really lightweight. When it's on my head I completely forget it's there, and if you have an accident, not even of a fault of your own, someone might just go into you, this thing here could save your life. Out of all the items you see today, make sure you get yourself a helmet. The next item on the list is going to be to get yourself a decent lock. Now this is something I actually didn't do at the very start. Now it's only down to you guys and your comments that I ended up getting this lock. Before I used to just leave my bike outside, go into the restaurant, go up to the customers and hope for the best, but this just gives some reassurance. It makes me a little bit more calm as well, because when I was dropping off orders before or going into restaurants, I used to get a little bit anxious in case my bike was gone and I was trying to hurry up the process. And just having a lock is a bit of a deterrent. Even if it's not a good lock and you can't afford a more expensive lock, just get yourself a cheap lock, because if a thief's coming past and they see a bike locked and one unlocked, they're probably going to go for the unlocked one first. So just get yourself a lock and it's going to give yourself that little bit more security. Now one of the biggest bits of advice I could get for you is to get yourself a good phone mount for your bike. So I personally use the quad lock at the minute. So this is what it looks like here. This is my phone case. It has like a little indent, as you can see, and you basically just line up the little indents and now it's on. It's really secure. It won't fall off, and you just press the tab back down and release. Now there's lots of different phone mounts that are similar to this and quick like this, but I definitely recommend getting one of them. I used to use no phone mount at all, so I used to just have my phone like in my hand like this as I sat on the bike, or put it in my pocket, which was an absolute nightmare. I then upgraded myself to another phone mount, but I just got a cheap one off eBay, and it had like the straps that you had to like pull over every corner. So every time I had to get on and off my bike, I was spending so much time putting this on and off, and when it's cold and your hands are cold, it was just an absolute nightmare. It was really not worth it at all. It's definitely worth upgrading yourself to a good phone mount. And the next thing I always carry with me from now on is Y-Food. Y-Food is an entire replacement meal shake. Just one of these bottles is packed full of 500 calories. Each one of these bottles contains a perfect blend of proteins, carbohydrates and fats, providing all the nutrients you need inside of one meal. It's a perfect way to save both time and money. For me, I find it particularly useful to carry around when I'm doing deliveries. I just slot it straight into the side of my bag, carry it with me the whole time, and whenever I feel hungry, I just take it out and have a drink. This drink is now an essential part of my routine. I take it with me every single time I go out and deliver. It saved me both tons of time and allowed me to continue my work, which essentially makes me more money. And this one bottle will cost you less than a Tesco meal deal. They come in a huge variety of flavors. My personal favorite is the cold brew coffee, but I also really like the classic choco flavor. If you want to check out Y-Food for yourself, then you can use the link in the description below, or you can use the code hustle-youtube and save yourself 10%. Thank you again YFood for sponsoring today's video. Now all these things here are pretty much all you need to be a successful delivery rider, but if you want to go that little bit further, then I would recommend getting yourself a bag like this. So on the Wow X Plus I have a pannier rack, which you can see here, and I stick a bag on top of it. This was just one of the cheapest bags on Amazon at the time, and it's done me absolute wonders. I'm not really sure how you pronounce this brand here, but it basically has a compartment on this side, a compartment on this side. It has like a drawstring here which you can fit water bottles under, which is quite useful. It has a really big compartment here in the middle, which if I try open with one hand is proven to be quite difficult. Give me 1 second. There we go. So it has this big compartment in the middle here. I'm going to go through what I keep in my bag in just a second. And it also has a little Velcro patch on the back here. So I find this bag really useful because it means you can separate different items. For example, if you have water on the top here and it spills, it's not going to go inside any of these parts here. So if you want to have any electrical items or anything really valuable, then it's not going to ruin any of those. So in this side compartment here, what I keep is a puncture repair kit. Now this is vital if you're going to be delivering on a bike, especially in a city area. There's a lot of glass on the floor, so having a puncture repair kit means if you get a puncture, you don't have to finish your shift. You can just quickly patch it up on the side of the road and get on with your day. Now there's a video I put out where I got a puncture, and that video's got like over 1 million views now, which is quite embarrassing because I didn't have one of these at the time. I just ran out of it. I got like 4 punctures in 1 week, which was crazy, so I'd end up using all of it. But yeah, always keep yourself stocked up with a puncture repair kit. If we look in here as well, I have my keys. This is where I keep my keys for my e-bike. The Wow X Plus uses a battery inside here, which I can unlock with these keys, and it also has an alarm system. So these just sit nicely in the side. And then I just have a few random Allen keys, which fit various different bolts on the bike. Moving on to the other side in here, all I keep is a waterproof cover for the bag. It's a little bit dirty at the minute, but that doesn't really matter. So this just basically means if it starts to rain, I can put this over this bag here and it should prevent any water getting inside. It's supposed to be waterproof anyway, but I think it's always good to have that extra layer of protection. I also keep a plastic bag and a elastic bands. Now you might be wondering what this is for. This is actually for when it's really heavy with rain. So I just put the plastic bag over the phone like this and then secure it at the bottom with the elastic band. Now it's not very pretty to look at, but it gets the job done. It's not meant to be a permanent solution. It's just so you can see the maps when you're on an order. I like to do this as it's a really quick, cheap way to keep your phone safe, and it allows you to stay out longer doing the job to make more money. And then in this main compartment here, I keep a pair of gloves. Right now I've just got a pair of mountain bike gloves. You might have seen the bike's a little bit muddy around here. It needs a bit of a clean, but it's been beautiful recently, so I've been taking the bike on some trails, which is why I have mountain bike gloves. Usually I use the North Face E-tips because they work really well on my phone. But if you've been watching this channel for a while, you know I lost one of them in a video and never ended up replacing it, and it's come to summer now, so I've not really been using gloves, so I need to get around to replacing those. But for now I've been using these, which has been absolutely fine. And then last but not least in this little bag here is just a portable charger and a little lead for my phone, just in case we run out of battery. It's always good to have one of these. Make sure to keep it fully charged. Something else I wanted to mention quickly before I forgot is you should always have lights on your bike. So most bikes don't come with lights built in, whereas this one does. So we have a nice bright front light on the front here, and then on the rear we have these LED strips down both sides which display brake lights. So I'm fortunate enough to have these built into my bike, but if you don't already have lights built into your bike, then it's definitely worth purchasing both a front and rear light to make yourself more visible in the evenings. Now everything I've just gone through there is essentially all you're going to need to be a very successful delivery driver. However, I don't just do deliveries. We also make YouTube channels over here. You guys know that. You probably watched the channel before. If not, I'd recommend checking it out. But I get a lot of questions about my setup, what I use, so I'm going to talk you through that right now. So to attach the camera to my body, I use one of these. It's the GoPro chest mount. It just sits over your shoulders. Oh, it's going to be very hard to even try demonstrate that without putting it on my actual body. But yeah, you get the idea. It's kind of like a bra. It sits right on your chest, and I just attach the GoPro into that little slot there. Now to film all my videos, I use the GoPro Hero 8, which is quite an old model now. I believe they might be up to the 11 or 12. But the 8 for me films in high enough quality, it makes the videos look good, and I got it really cheap off of eBay, which is why I use it. Now, I used to have really bad issues with audio because the mics on GoPros aren't really known for being the best, so I went ahead and got myself the media mod, which basically attaches around the GoPro Hero 8. Has a little built-in microphone on there. It has a muffler built in, so it should, in theory, get better audio. However, after using this for quite a while, I realized riding on the roads of London with all the traffic and noises going around, it wasn't going to be good enough for the quality of videos I wanted to produce. So I use one of these wired lavalier mics, which just plugs straight into the GoPro 8 Hero mod. So I then use this electrical tape, which I get from Poundland, which is very cheap. I've just dropped it on the floor and you can see it's absolutely filthy right now because it's sticky. But yeah, I just use a little bit of this and attach the mic to my chest so it picks up all the audio that I want it to from my voice instead of around on the road. And it's pretty much as simple as that. That's all I really use. I mean, I carry a few spare batteries in my pockets, but apart from that, that's it. It's a pretty simple basic setup. It gets the job done. I hope you enjoyed this video and hopefully learned something. If you did, then please leave a like on this video, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Just wanted to say a massive thank you again to YFood for sponsoring today's video. Keep an eye out on the channel because next week we're going to be back in London with some deliveries which I'm sure you guys will enjoy. And like always, thank you for watching.